Hello YouTube, it's Ben Lucas. I wanted to start today's video by doing a little bit of a giveaway. So, I am nearly at 1,000 subscribers. I've been doing nearly weekly videos for, well, almost a year now, over a year now, I don't know, it's been a while. So I wanted to give away this camera. This is my first generation Ricoh Theta 360 camera, and I'm going to be giving away this camera at the end of the video, so keep watching till the end of the video to see how you can get this. But today we're going to talk about how do you edit 360 photos. So I really do love editing 360 photos here. So here's a photo of me hiking, and here is another photo on a shoot with one of my nieces and my puppy here. Isn't that adorable? But yeah, I really love taking 360 photos, and today I took a 360 photo this weekend during the proposal shoot. Link in the iCard for that video. But yeah, I wanted to show you how do you edit a 360 photo. So I want to show you this photo here. So this is the photo that we're talking about today. Oh, aren't they cute? But here is the raw photo. So how do you take this raw photo and edit it into that other one? Well, that's what I'm showing you today. So there are some tricks, things you should do and things you shouldn't do when editing a 360 photo. So let's take a look at this photo. What are the couple of things that we want to do? Well, the first thing I want to do, I want to get rid of my backpack. I want to get rid of, their jackets. I also want to brighten up their faces and maybe add a little bit of color. Okay, so how do we do all of that? Let's actually start by doing the cleanup. I think that'll be easiest. So the important thing to know when you're doing any kind of editing really, but especially this kind of clone stamping stuff, is that you don't want to touch the edges, because the edges are going to wrap around the frame. That is how the 360 works. So I can clone, here, but I would be really hard pressed to clone here. You really shouldn't be doing that. But let's just get rid of the bag here. I like using the healing brush for stuff like this because the clone stamp is going to be too obvious. It's not really going to blend to edges. And keep choosing different sample points. So choose a sample point from down here, choose a sample point from up here, until it's nice and blended and you're not seeing any repeating patterns. Because a repeating pattern is really what's going to stand out as something that's unnatural. I think that looks pretty good. Okay. So now we have a little bit more complex of a shape. So how do we do this? Well, the first thing I think is to disconnect, if you will, the different shapes. So I want to break out these shapes and isolate them so that the healing brush can do its thing. Let's grab a little bit of a rounded shape. I was sampling from right over there. Bring that down. We can bring that over, and really you can just like that clean this up. All right. So getting that a little bit separated, if you want to, you can add just a little bit of a buffer right like that. This is all going to look really good. Okay, and now we want to break these elements down into smaller elements. So I'm actually going to cut these apart with the clone stamp tool. Just now I have 3 distinct different pieces that I can heal from. If you tried healing just one big blob, it'll just turn into a mess. Healing the smaller pieces where you don't have it touching anything else that you're trying to heal is going to get you a lot better result. So now I can just grab that patch. You see how it's starting to, grab his cuff. So choose a new sample point. Start over. Keep kind of healing until it looks, oh, that's the wrong texture. We're going to undo that. But you can keep kind of dragging that heal brush around. It'll muddy it up a little bit, but this isn't an area of really important detail that we need right now. And let's get the top of the jacket here. See, we missed a little spot right there. And now we can grab a new spot and heal out this jacket. Remember, it's not just a one and done. I'm choosing a new sample point. I'm healing back in, I'm choosing a new sample point, healing back in, and I'm just going to keep doing that until all of the textures look blended the way that they should be. And I think that looks pretty good. So there's our before and our after. You have all of that healed up. I think that'll look nice. All right, so let's merge that down. And so how do we edit all of the colors? Well, my favorite way for this method, you could definitely use curves, but for this, I just want it to be quick. I just want to drag sliders. Did you know that you can edit camera raw even when it's a JPEG, when it's not camera raw? So we're going to make a new layer just so I can show you this here. Go filter and camera raw filter. So we're just going to drag these sliders, make it super easy. Look at this. You can just drag the shadows up. What? Isn't that cool? Okay, we're gonna bump the exposure just a little bit up here. I think that looks good. And down between vibrance and saturation, vibrance will pull up everything that is not red so that you can add more color without blowing out those skin tones. But in this particular photo, all of the skin tones are really desaturated and the blue's really blown out. So instead of vibrance, we're actually going to add a touch of saturation. There we go. I think that looks pretty good right there. Yeah, just kind of fiddle with these a little bit. There we go. I like that. Maybe just a touch up. Perfect. Okay. So this is our new edit. The one thing that I said do not do, you don't want to do anything that touches the edges. I am going to make a duplicate of that layer, and we're going to add a little bit of clarity. Definitely want to stay away from clarity when you're doing 360, and here is why. So let's do our camera raw filter. And just so you can see the definitive difference, let's just crank the clarity all the way up, okay? So I'm going to save out this photo, and now here is what that photo looks like. All right, so obviously I dragged the clarity slider way too far, but look at that seam. You can tell where that seam is and see how it lines up with the seam in the 360 camera. So clarity is going to give you edge detail. It's going to add that highlight and contrast around the edges to make it sharper, make it look like it pops more. The problem with clarity on a 360 photo is it's going to enunciate that seam, and you don't want that. Yeah, it's going to make it real ugly. So we don't want to do clarity. That's bad. But let's save this one out. And now here is the one that we just put together just now. So you don't have a backpack right there. We don't have jackets right there. And look at that. So this is awesome. And with 360, you can, of course, turn it into that cool globe look that you may have seen. But let's zoom that back in just a touch. And yeah, we have a beautiful 360 photo. But I want one of you to be able to take 360 photos as well. So here is how you enter the giveaway to win this camera right here, Theta 360. So you have to be subscribed to my channel. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Thing number 2, leave a comment with what would you like to take a 360 photo of. Leave a comment on this YouTube video. And what is the deadline? As soon as I hit 1,000 subscribers, I will come back to the comments in this video, choose one of you that have commented, and make sure you're subscribed as well. And one of you will be getting a private message. If I cannot private message you, make sure that you have those permissions set to accept messages. If I can't private message you, then I will just pick someone else here. But so yeah, subscribe. Leave a comment with what 360 thing you'd like to take pictures of, and make sure that I can message you when I get 1,000 subscribers. I'll be choosing a winner and shipping this out. If you're in the US, it is absolutely free. There's going to be no shipping involved. If you are international, all you have to do is pay shipping, but I will message you and arrange those details. So if you want to win that camera, that's how you do it. Thank you so much. Subscribe. Let me know what you would like to see more tutorials on. I hope these tutorials for the 360 editing was helpful. I would look forward to sending this camera home with one of you, and I'll see you next time.